Hello everybody, this is Ryan over at what's my channel? Hello everybody, this is Ryan over at High Carb Regenerator. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, like, subscribe. Somebody asked me to do a video about what I eat. I don't normally do these videos because it's so damn boring to me, but hopefully it gives you something because I don't really change what I'm eating. I do have to say I don't have that much fruit, so what I ate the last couple days is a lot different than what I had been eating. It's dead on like warm here. Like I got a I mean, we got an essential air, but I got a dehumidifier over here. It's got a gallon container. The thing's filling up like every 2 hours. It's ridiculous how much the humidity here is. But that being said, every place I've been going to the last week or more has had nothing but green bananas. So I finally broke down. I got one case over there. I don't, when they're green, I know this is weird, but when they're green, I don't really like to buy them because they don't ripen that well. So I never buy more than one case if they're green. So I got this case over here. Hopefully they actually ripen well. I have found over the years that if you don't have bananas, now this just could be me and, you know, like whatever, but this could just be me. But I have found that when you don't have them in huge clumps like they do like at a grocery store, they don't ripen as good as if like you get them yellow and they ripen at your house. But that's just me. So anyway, some of the stuff that you're going to be seeing in here is not raw. I don't 100% know what the title is going to be, but here it is. And here we're back. Normally I eat a lot more raw than this, so I'm going to pop in some videos of me eating raw. I might even pop in some videos of my ride the other day if people didn't see that video. We'll see what happens. So I've been starting off the day with mangoes and then a little bit of sugar and then some frozen mangoes. That is phenomenal. We're really at the end of the yellow mango season, so I don't know how much I'm going to run into them. I'm going to go to the Asian market maybe today, maybe tomorrow, and check and see where the mango life stands because they definitely have the best mangoes. Like I get the organic mangoes from Costco. They are nowhere near as good. You know what? Let me go get the container of the really good ones. I actually saved this container. It's empty, but if you see that company, those ones are really good. Like really good. I've had very few not good ones from that company. So if you see, what is it, Bunny? Mangoes Bunny. If you see that company, so far the last couple of years, every time I see that company, they're good. So if you do see that company, go for it. I just buy the whole case at a time or whatever they call those containers. It's usually 12 in a bun or 12 in a container. And they are really good. So I'm going to show you the video here. It's very short. That came out really good. Matter of fact, I got one right here. Looks like egg yolks. I'm probably gonna do a troll video or something like that with me eating egg yolks. So that's really good. And then, unfortunately, lately I've been having to do just straight up rice and potatoes afterwards because I just don't have enough fruit. And I didn't buy any watermelon because awesome me went to the grocery store. And then at the grocery store, I'm like, shit, I left a bike in my car. So I had a choice. I could either get a case of bananas or I could get watermelon. I decided to go for the case of bananas because I'm not even going to be here really this week. So the bananas are going to transport better. I'm going to be in a more rural setting, so I'm thinking maybe I can find watermelon out that way. So hopefully I can actually get some watermelon out that way because transporting watermelon is a pain in the ass. They roll around if you don't pack them right. They don't like heat all that much, so they tend to over ripen and be no good. So they're very temperamental things. So anyway, I'm going to show you, I did in the rice cooker, I made it the way nature, the way God intended rice to be cooked in a Japanese rice cooker. This is why rice was invented. It was invented to be cooked in a rice cooker. I've had like Spanish people come after me saying, well, nope. It is in the Bible. In this book, it literally says, the only way you should cook rice is in a rice cooker. Got one link below. Don't have to buy it, but if you buy a crappy one, it's on you. So here's some video of that. And honestly, what did I even do with it? I think I just put a little bit of corn in that and a little bit of ketchup and just ate it. I try not to have too much salt. I try not to have too much salt at all. And then, what did I have after? Oh, and then I had after that. So I had bought some corn on the cob the other day at the store. I left it in the, the whatever. And I, took the husk off and I grilled those up yesterday. I completely forgot to take video of that, but I think I actually have video of me doing that a couple days ago. That is such a good combination. You don't need oil. You don't need butter. You don't need anything. You need a grill that has heat and some corn and some things to turn it with. Man, is that good. It is so good. I mean, if you're not great at grilling, maybe you get popcorn. I don't know. But I'm good at grilling, so I don't know. I hear some people say, well, I got popcorn out of it. And I'm like, well, I mean, how long do you grill it? So you really don't have to grill it that long, to be honest with you, because you can eat corn raw. So you just really want to get some flavor into it, and it is just so good. The only thing is that I still kind of got the smoke smell in my nose, and that was yesterday. So speaking of yesterday, I actually went to the movie theater for the second time in a decade to see Top Gun. Interesting fact about me. In high school, I took the test to be in the Air Force because I always wanted to fly jets. Always. I know I'm a little big for it, so I'd have to fly bombers. But I passed the test with flying colors. I mean, they were after me like crazy. They were coming to my house. They were doing this. And I'm finally like, all right, let's look into this. And then they saw my foot. And they're like, nice knowing you, bro. So that career ended real quick. My foot has just always been the staple of idiocy in my life. And that was another case. So I've always liked planes. I'm not like one of these huge Tom Cruise fans. I saw the original in a theater in Chicago. How old I am. And it's just such a good movie. Anyway, if you haven't seen either one, I would watch both. It's a good movie. And that was my day, really. I did add a little bit. I have some corn flakes from Whole Foods because I don't really like that BHT or whatever they put in the other one. And then I just had put some sugar on that for dessert. That's really all I had. I'm going to show some videos of different things that I've made, like the watermelon and the dates. That actually came out better. That tastes better in my mind than watermelon and sugar does. Experiment with this stuff. See how it does for you. Whatever tastes good to me might not taste good to you, but that's what I ate. I know I've lost weight. I haven't weighed myself in my clothes, and people that I know externally are like, I can really see it coming off now. So it is coming off. I don't like having them numbers. I don't recommend weighing yourself. Just go, if you've got to, get like maybe a tape measure. I thought I had one right here. Get like a tape measure. Like one of the seamstress ones or the tailor ones, and, just maybe measure yourself that. If you don't want numbers, just take a string and every time it moves to a, new notch, put a knot in it or cut it or something like that. Just take measurements like that. I mean, when you store these numbers in your head, you start really getting into it and you start becoming that number and you start doing what you need to be that number. And I just don't agree with it. So I'm not doing my weight anymore. If I did, I know I'd be at least probably in the 250s, maybe even probably in the 250s. And that's about it. Yeah, it's just so boring. Oh, I think I took video the other day of me making potatoes. I did. That was really good. All I did was I cooked some potatoes. I'll put that video in here too. I cooked some potatoes. I cubed them up. I cooked, I boiled them. I poured a little bit of the water out. I poured a little bit of the vegetable stock in there. Now, they were out of the low sodium vegetable stock, so unfortunately I had to get the high It's actually pretty high for what it is. Sodium, the regular sodium one, which is actually 24% of your daily value in like a cup. So I didn't use too much of it, honestly. I don't even think I used an entire cup because I could taste the salt. Like I can smell the salt. I don't like salt. Like I don't like salt at all. Never have. So I've never cooked with salt. I don't put salt on anything. I try to avoid salt. I mean, I literally, like, I don't even go swimming in the ocean anymore because the salt taste, like, it doesn't leave. So that was the only downfall of that. There, obviously, I put some raw kraut in there. Obviously, there's a ton of salt in raw kraut. There's nothing I can do about that. I do like the raw kraut. And what else? I think I put a little bit of corn in there and a little bit of ketchup. I know that ketchup isn't like a health food or anything like that. I don't use a ton of it. And I don't feel like making my own. But we are growing a bunch of tomatoes back there, so maybe I will make my own. If I do, I'll show people how to do it. It's not that hard, and I just won't put much salt in there. And that's it. That's about it. Oh, what I did for the soup that you see in the rice at night yesterday. I really should have said this then. All I did was I took 2 cans. I took a can of tomato sauce and I took a can of diced tomatoes. I put them in a pot. I warmed them up. I put some cumin in there and I put some chili powder in there. And that was it. That was it. There was nothing else involved with that. I just, because I like to have the rice a little wetter. So when you saw me put the rice in the rice cooker, you're supposed to fill it to however many cups I put in there to the line on there on the thing. But I always put it up one more because I like it a little bit wetter than it comes out when you put it on the exact mark. And so that's it. But honestly, this diet really, like I call this a budget friendly. It's so budget friendly, honestly. Even when you add the watermelon in, I think watermelon are about $6 a piece right now. It's basically 2 meals in a watermelon, so that's like $3. The rice I got for a little bit less than $1 a pound. So that serving was probably in the $3 or $4. I mean, I'm eating for less than like $10 a day. I don't even know if I'm hitting $10 a day. Honestly, I really don't even think I'm hitting $10 a day. Especially the more fresh you can get this stuff. Like if you go to farmers markets, if you go to farmer stands, if you go to even like a Whole Foods, like right now, corn is pretty cheap. It's the most expensive I've ever seen it, but it's still relatively cheap. So that's a good one. So you can get some corn, throw it on a grill, no butter, no oil, doesn't stick. I don't even know how you would get it to stick, to be honest with you. You'd have to be good to get it to stick. So everything is around $10 or less a day. I think the most expensive thing is a smoothie, and it really didn't cost me that much money. It's probably about $250, somewhere in there, $250. So it doesn't have to be an expensive diet. Now, if you're going to go out there and get like these exotic fruits, and the exotic fruits have to be flown in, and you live in a cold climate, it's going to get more expensive. It just is. Like papaya for how terrible it is. Some people like it. I don't know. I don't understand. Some people like jumping out of planes and shit. I honestly, I would rather jump out of a plane than eat another papaya. Me and papaya are over. We broke up. That's it. Not doing it anymore. But anyway, like if you're going to be doing that kind of fruit, yeah, your diet's going to be more expensive. If you're going to be buying cherimoya, they're like $9 a piece. Because it's usually $8.99 to $9.99 a piece, or $1. It's between $8 and $9.99 a pound, and they're usually about a pound a piece. So, I mean, if you're going to be adding this stuff in, your diet cost is going to go up, and away. And if you don't mind that, if you got the money for it, go for it. But I really just don't, honestly, if you got to really look at this as cost per calorie. This is the only time I really bring calories into things. Cost per calorie. Even watermelon is really not good value. Bananas are great value. Rice is great value. Potatoes are great value. Actually, the potatoes are actually going up in cost too. But even still, that meal probably cost me. That was actually probably the most expensive meal now that I think about it. Because organic potatoes have really gone up there. They're $1.99 a pound now. That was probably about 3 pounds. Yeah. That was probably the most expensive meal, but I don't make it very often. I mostly use rice. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, I mean, when I started this channel, I was getting organic potatoes for, I think it was 89 cents a pound or something like that. So it's gone up $1 somehow because I don't know, Russia. I have no idea. I don't know what they're using now as an excuse for the cost of this stuff going up. But so anyway, this video is way longer than I want it to be. You can do this on a budget. 100% can do this on a budget. You can lose weight on a budget. You just really need rice, sugar, and fruit. And you can literally just do bananas if you want to. I mean, like I've said in many videos, that bananas are like the tofu of the raw world. You can flavor them however you want to until they get super ripe. And then they take over everything. But they honestly don't taste that great at that point. There is a point, and it's usually like a day or two. There's a point between them being the best banana you've had and not great. And it's not very, it's very fine line, very fine line. So you really got to play that fine line. You can see visually when they're going to be crap in a couple days. And that's when, if you've got a ton, just freeze them. Just freeze them. And that's it. That's it. I mean, honestly, if you don't, and if you don't care about organic potatoes, you can really get potatoes cheap. I mean, cheap. But I don't know what they're putting in them things. And that, I don't really like that. I know that I don't buy organic rice but I would buy organic flour and stuff like that because of glyphosates, I think you call it. But I don't really do flour hardly at all anymore. Anyways, this can be done very cheaply. This really can. Especially if you're not too hung up on being 100% raw. If you're hung up on being 100% raw, you still can live off bananas quite healthily. And then just add in maybe a salad at night to get the rest of what you didn't get. That's a legit plan right there. If you don't have a ton of money, and even romaine lettuce is getting retarded expensive, but if you don't have a ton of money, you can legitimately just do bananas and a salad and just use romaine. I know it's a little bit expensive, but honestly, everything will balance itself out, especially if you don't really care about organic bananas. You can usually get them for about 30 cents a pound, like at an Aldi or something like that. Anyway, that's it. That's what I've been eating. That's roughly what I've been eating. I mean, last week I was having a watermelon every day. This week I don't have any right now. Maybe I'll get some over the weekend or over the next couple of days because I'm not going to be here. Anyway, you like this video? Give me a like, subscribe, comments, questions down below, and I'll talk to you in the next video.